The Cold War brought the entire globe into the brink of nuclear apocalypse. Two superpowers of the era came face to face and were determined to destroy each other. Luckily, by the end of 1991, collapse of USSR resulted in de-escalation of the tensions. Since then, world realized to the need of alternative means for punitive action against a rogue nation or a government, just to avoid reoccurrence of Cold War-like situations. This led to development of economic sanctions, which has evolved as an important tool of statecraft in international politics. By the end of Cold War, several countries like Cuba, Iran, Iraq, North Korea, and Russia have been sanctioned by either US or by UN or by EU. But the question arises whether these sanctions are actually fulfilling the purpose or it has created more sufferings for the common people across the globe. We will delve into this aspect of sanctions in this video. Trust me, the results of some of the research reports that I have gone through to make this video will certainly make you think on the effectiveness of the sanctions. And you may be able to have a clearer vision behind the blurred areas of this tool. To begin with, what exactly are sanctions? To explain in brief, sanctions are punitive measures imposed by one country or a group of countries on another, aiming to change the latter's behavior. These measures can be economic, such as trade restrictions and asset freezes, or political, like travel bans and diplomatic isolation. The goal is to exert pressure without resorting to military conflict. Sanctions can target entire economies, like those against Iran and North Korea, and the latest addition, Russia. There are more focused sanctions, such as the targeted sanction against Russian oligarchs. Sanctions are often used to address issues like nuclear proliferation, human rights abuses, or territorial disputes. Now let's understand the economic impact of sanctions on targeted countries. The immediate impact of sanctions is typically felt by the targeted country's economy. For instance, Iran's economy has been severely impacted by US and EU sanctions, leading to reduced oil exports, inflation, and a devaluation of its currency. North Korea, which is heavily sanctioned for its nuclear program, suffers from chronic food shortages and limited access to global markets. Sanctions imposed on Russia post-Ukraine invasion has also impacted the Russian economy adversely. According to a report published by US Department of the Treasury, the war and associated multilateral sanctions are putting Russia's economy under considerable economic strain, contributing to rapidly growing expenditures, a depreciating ruble, increasing inflation, and a tight labor market reflecting a loss of workers. Overall, it can be said that sanctions can cripple industries, reduce foreign investment, and lead to a scarcity of essential goods. This often results in increased unemployment and social unrest. However, countries sometimes adapt by seeking alternative trade partners or developing self-sufficient economic strategies. Before we go to the next section, where I will show you the impact of sanctions on global economy, tell us whether you are in favor of sanctions or you are against it. Comment your thoughts below. Now let's understand the economic impact of sanctions on global economy. The impact of sanctions extends beyond the targeted countries. Global markets are interconnected, and thus sanctions can disrupt supply chains, create market uncertainties, and lead to increased commodity prices. For example, sanctions on Russia following its invasion of Ukraine have led to disruptions in the global energy market, given Russia's role as a major oil and gas exporter. The sanctions contributed to volatility in global energy markets. Oil prices surged, reaching over $120 per barrel in March 2022, and natural gas prices in Europe hit record highs due to reduced supplies from Russia. Additionally, Ukraine and Russia are major exporters of grains and fertilizers. Disruptions in supply chains led to increased food prices worldwide, with the UN's food price index hit a record high of 159.7 in March 2022. The sanctions exacerbated global inflation, which had already been rising due to supply chain issues from the COVID-19 pandemic. The US saw inflation rates peak at 9.1% in June 2022, the highest in over 4 decades. Sanctions can also raise ethical and humanitarian concerns. While aimed at political leaders, they often disproportionately affect ordinary citizens, leading to shortages of food, medicine, and other essentials. This has been a significant point of criticism against comprehensive sanctions, leading to calls for more targeted approaches that minimize humanitarian impact. In conclusion, it can be said that sanctions are a powerful tool in international relations with far-reaching economic, political, and social consequences. While they can potentially bring about desired changes, they also carry risks and ethical dilemmas. Understanding these complexities is crucial for policymakers and global citizens alike. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis on geopolitics and economics. Let us know in the comments what topics you'd like us to cover next. Until then, stay informed and engaged.